Decal Mate Pro's ability to handle high-resolution media opens up new possibilities for AI-generated graphics. With the Export for AI feature, you can export your templates for use with AI control nets, producing outstanding results. Watch as we transform this into this. First, I'll select the parts of my template that I want to export. Later, I'll transfer the graphics from this decal to the other one. Go to Tools and click on Export for AI. In the Export dialog, you can choose which AI platform you want your export to be compatible with. I'll select SDXL since we'll be using Comfy UI. You can also enforce a 1:1 aspect ratio, which is universally supported across most platforms. Padding refers to the millimeters of empty space around the output to ensure it doesn't touch the edges. Offset is the thickness around the cut lines, and I recommend setting it to at least match the offset size of your template. A hook is a tool that helps realign the graphics with the template once we're finished. I'll explain this in more detail later. I'll save this one as AI Export. In Comfy UI, load the included workflow. I've added some notes on where to find the models used in this workflow. Here, you'll see the SDXL model and the image used for the control net. In the green box, you enter prompts for what you want to appear, and in the red box, you specify what you don't want to see. Here's the control net, where we input our exported image. Below that is the K-sampler, which handles the rendering. There's also an upscaling network underneath, but we'll get to that later. Let's open our file. I'm aiming for a mecha, robot-style render, and I want to avoid fog, mist, or any other unwanted artifacts. Let's cue the prompt and see what we get. Alright, this looks pretty cool, but I'm going to run it a few more times. I've got a bunch of great images here. It's hard to pick one. I think this one looks awesome, but it's a bit dark. Let's fix that in Photoshop using a curves adjustment layer. It may feel a bit off to manipulate the colors this much on a PNG file, as it can introduce artifacts, but I'm not too concerned about that. AI upscaling isn't traditional upscaling. It's more accurate to say that you're using a low-resolution image as a reference to generate an entirely new, higher-resolution image. Now, let's save this and begin upscaling in Comfy. We can bypass the nodes in the output panel since we're not creating new variants. Instead, we'll enable the upscaling panel. Here, we'll upscale the image by 150% in several steps. Let's load our generated image, cue the prompt, and get started. The upscaling process is very time-consuming, even with a powerful GPU. Once it's finished, we can review the images from each step. The first step gave us about 2K by 1K, and the final step produced a massive 10K by 6K image. When imported into Illustrator, the hook we created is incredibly useful. Just select both the image and the hook object, then press hook. The graphics will align perfectly. Next, I'll create a cookie cutter for better visualization, and duplicate the graphics for the final piece. After adding some logos, it's looking really cool. Finally, rasterize everything, wrap it to your decals, and you're done.